Welcome back to News Geelong on this Friday evening. The Ardoc Youth Foundation has a mission to empower young people to recognise and achieve their dreams. Ardoc is a not-for-profit organisation which supports young people, including those experiencing disadvantage and homelessness, to achieve their potential in these situations. Learning can be difficult and it may not be possible to stay in school. That's where Ardoc's expertise comes in. Takia Beard spoke with Jennifer Hall.
We're here at the Ardoc Youth Foundation in Corio, speaking to Jen about volunteering in local schools.
Well, the Ardoc Youth Foundation has quite a different role to some organisations. We work in partnership with the school, so we work very closely with the school staff to organise support in order to keep their students at school. So our main aim is to work with children that sometimes are disengaged and may not feel so comfortable about going to school, and we try to support with resources for the school to enable those students to stay in school. Yeah.
So what sort of work does volunteering involve?
Well, the volunteers are one of our resources, and they play a huge part in what we provide for the school, because what they ultimately do is provide a role model for students and for children in the school who sometimes don't have those role models at home. So that would be our main aim. But we also, because the volunteers need to take a particular role, often they're helping with reading or speech pathology. They might be working in the classroom alongside the teacher doing some maths activities, or just working with a few children in the class who need a little bit of extra help. And some of our volunteers come and do a mentor program, which means that if a child's a bit restless and not settled in class, often it's because they've got no one to talk to. So some of our schools run a mentor program where the volunteers come for 1 or 2 hours a week, and they have a one-on-one with the student, and they take a walk and talk, or they might play a game with them, but somewhere where they can take them where the kid's got somebody to talk to. So there's the role of the volunteers really varied, and they can take all sorts of jobs in the school that are too hard or time-strapped for the staff to do. And we try to match what the volunteer wants to do and likes to do to what the school needs.
Here at the Ardoc Youth Foundation, Takia Beard, News Geelong.
Thank you, Takia. The Geelong Hospital's Children's Ward has the expertise and skills of wonderful caring nursing staff, but it seems the MasterChef bug has bitten them too. Staff have been sharing and collecting recipes and created their own recipe book titled Full Ward Diet. Don't worry, they're not changing careers, they're fundraising for more breast pumps for the kids' ward. Eliza Houghton found out more.
I'm here at the Geelong Hospital, where nurses and other hospital staff have put in their favourite recipes as a part of the Full Ward Diet recipe book that is on sale for $10 around Geelong to go towards breast pumps for the children's ward in the Geelong Hospital. Now you've come up with this amazing idea to create a cookbook coming out of the Geelong Hospital. What's the cookbook all about, and what was the concept?
So we wanted to get a cookbook to give breastfeeding mums the opportunity to be able to go home with breast pumps. We wanted to get the cookbook on board to raise money for that, because there's lots of babies in here who also have older brothers and sisters, and mums need to go home to be with them as well. And so the mum can actually take a breast pump home and express and maintain lactation, and then we can give the baby that breast milk, so she doesn't have to choose if she wants to give the baby formula or not.
Now, how many of these breast pumps are you hoping to get out of the money raised from these cookbooks?
We'd really like 3 on the ward. We had 2 and 1 got stolen, so we're hoping to get another 2 for the ward and at least 2 for parents to be able to take home.
And in these cookbooks, what types of recipes can people find?
There's lots of different recipes. There's dips, there's sweets, there's slices, cakes, there's main meals and soups, and they're all the nurses' favourite recipes from the ward, so you know that they're going to be yummy. And there's 64 recipes, and they're only $10 each.
And where can people buy these recipe books?
You can get them from the foundation, which is in Ryrie Street, just across the road from the hospital. And there's a few different businesses around Geelong that are also selling them as well.
Beautiful. Well, hope you sell enough to get us lots of breast pumps.
Great, thank you.
Can you tell us why you believe this concept of the cookbook is so vital to Geelong Hospital and the children's ward?
Well, first of all, it's compiled by all the staff, which is great, and the children that are patients in here regular have done drawings in the books also. And also, Geelong Hospital is a baby-friendly hospital. We have passed all those tests, so therefore breastfeeding is essential for us to continue in the hospital and at home with the support of us. We have home care nurses who go out, so when they go home, we can go and visit the parents as well to see how they're going with their pumps. So to raise money, we need to sell something, and that's when Nat decided the concept of the book, which is called The Full Ward Diet. And if you're in a nursing concept, that means that you can eat anything at all.
So grab one of these fantastic cookbooks, pick up some great recipes and help the Geelong Hospital. Eliza Houghton for News Geelong.
Thank you, Eliza. Keep an eye out for that one around town. Now, the National Wool Museum has launched its latest exhibit to allow you to explore outer space with EarthQuest. You can go on an incredible journey from the Milky Way galaxy through our solar system and into the very centre of planet Earth. The exhibit has been developed by Questacon, the National Science and Technology Centre in Canberra. Ian Nichols went exploring.
At the National Wool Museum in Geelong, a very special exhibition at the moment, Outer Space to Inner Earth. It's certainly one that's appealing to school kids, as you can see in the background. But this is something special going through to the first week of October. The kids can learn and experiment. And they're in good hands with the curator, Gordon Johnson. And this is very different, going into outer space, and I'm seeing already that kids are really excited about this.
Yes, they certainly are. And in fact, we had a very, very good opening weekend. We actually had about 300 children came through in the opening weekend, 300 adults and children, which is a fantastic result for an opening weekend. The exhibition itself is, it takes kids and families on a wonderful journey, and that journey starts in the Milky Way, out in the galaxies, right through the galaxies, through to the atmosphere, into our Earth, and below the surface of the Earth as well. So it's basically outer space to inner Earth. From
Star Trekkers to Jules Verne's journey to the middle of the Earth.
Very well put, very well put. It certainly does cover that depth. You can look at telescopes that aren't actually showing you real nebula, but there are photos in them that show you the nebula, the galaxy, stars, right through to explaining how volcanoes happen and how earthquakes happen as well.
I would think that not only kids but adults will learn a lot from this.
Adults will learn an awful lot from this. It's surprising how much you actually think that you remembered from primary school until you actually come to an exhibition like this and you suddenly remember, I didn't know everything I thought I knew.
And where does this exhibition come from?
It comes from Questacon in Canberra, which is a science and technology museum. So it is probably a very, very good quality exhibition in that sense.
At the Outer Space to Inner Earth exhibition at the National Wool Museum, this is Ian Nichols for News Geelong.
Thank you, Ian. That looks like fun. And this is News Geelong at the end of another working week as we go to a break and return with sport and weather after this.